Hey, what's up, y'all? Darwin here. Today, let's go over how to mix a Phat Snare. I'll play the full mix, and then we'll solo the drums, and then we'll dive deep to the actual snare drum. So here's a full mix. Here's a drum soloed. So the thing that's happening here is snare room samples. And the way this is set up is I have two instances of trigger 2 loaded separately on snare 1 and snare 2. Snare 1 has just a snare drum loaded. Yeah, no snare room sample here. Snare 2 has a snare room sample loaded. Now let's take a look what's happening here in the snare room sample track. Starting with the EQ. I got a high pass filter at 60 hertz, knock off some low end, but I still like to keep some of it still there. You know, I like a bassier snare room sample. This is the main EQ move though. 7 and 8 dB at around 240. This is where the snare sound typically lies in the frequency range. I find without this boost it sounds really flimsy. Let's take a look. I really like to boost this area on snare rooms. Don't be scared to boost, 7, 8, 10 dB, whatever. People will say, oh, don't boost more than 3. That's bullshit, guys. Boost however much it takes to sound good. That's a principle I like to follow. Set over the compressor now. This is where the magic happens. Basically, slam the shit out of it, as you can tell, 8 to 1. You can do 10 to 1, 8 to 1. Just slam the shit. Fast attack, I find the most important section is the release. You want a fast release. You don't want it too fast because it may sound kind of distorted. Let's take a look. Let's say if your release was 10 milliseconds. I feel like having a release this fast doesn't allow the snare room sample to breathe, which is why I keep it around 100. Now, if you have it too slow, let's say 500. Now it sounds too distant. And for a Phat Snare, you want that snare room to be kind of right at your face, but not too much at your face. 100's a good spot. Play around this area depending on the snare room sample. I'm knocking around 10 dB of gain reduction. Just 10 dB of gain reduction, more or less around there. Now, if you don't have room samples, guys, snare room samples, there's a bunch out there. Just Google it. They're not hard to find. I like using Slate's snare room samples here. Here's the snares blended together in the snare bus. Here's the drum soloed again. Here's the full mix together. But yeah, guys, that's basically it. To review really quick, load up 2 instances of trigger into separate tracks. Snare 1 will have the snare sample. Snare 2 will have the snare room sample. And on the snare room track, give a generous boost where the snare room is, around 200, 250. Then just smash the shit out of it with the compressor. 8 to 1 ratio, fast attack, fast release. Knocking around 10 dB of gain reduction. That's basically it, guys. Hope this video helped you out. Try it out for yourself. Let me know how it works. If this video helped you at all, give it a like, comment, subscribe, share it with your friends out there. I'll see you next time.